of the federal government. Good evening again, everybody. I'm Al Del Torio along with Steve Babick, and we will bring you tonight's second game of the doubleheader at the South High Fieldhouse between the East High Golden Bears and the Wilson Redmen. The first game, an exciting game that we broadcast, won that 64-62. Both clubs are 0-1 in conference play. East has only played 4 games total this year, while the Wilson Redmen have played 7. East is 1-3 overall, coached by Claude Bentley, while Dick Franco's troops are 4-3 overall, again 0-1 in the conference. Steve, taking a look at their past 2 games, they opened up after Christmas vacation, they both lost.
Right, Al, for the East High Golden Bears, they met the South High Warriors. In that game for South, Marlon McGockey handed 31 points and led all scorers. He hit 12 of 19 from the field. South won 74-62. Some of the high point man for East, James Bryant had 12, Dan Priest had 12, and Ricky Bird added 9. In that game, South was 22 of 40 from the free throw line. East only 10 of 15, so apparently East High had trouble with fouls in that game. For Woodrow Wilson, they lost a close battle to North by a score of 73-70. In that game for North, Larry Copeland had 24 points and led the offensive for the Bulldogs. For Wilson, Dave Sandy had 28, Steve Walsh 17, and Ed DeMexico 15. But from that point, it was 4-4-2. So apparently, Wilson, just being led offensively by 3 players, they need more points out of their backcourt men. And that's what happened in that game against North. Wilson losing by 3, 73-70.
Steve, it's been an up and down year. The Wilson Redmen have had a tough year as they are 4-3 overall. They have beaten a lot of teams, but they have also lost a lot of teams. Last year when these 2 teams met, Wilson took advantage and won 39-26. And in the second game, the East High Golden Bears won that 84-73. So it's been an up and down year all season for the Wilson Redmen and both the East High Golden Bears. Taking a look at team statistics, the East High Golden Bears are shooting 36% from the field, while the Wilson Redmen are shooting 48%. From the free throw line, East is only shooting 53%. And as we mentioned earlier tonight in the first pre-game show, Steve, we said free throws are a big part, and it showed at the end of the first game.
Free throws are such a key part in basketball that you can count many times during a game where a free throw or a bunch of free throws can really change the tempo. Some teams are excellent from the free throw line, some teams aren't. In this case, both teams are fairly good. Wilson 60%, East 53%. But in our first game tonight, we saw a case where South, a fairly good team from the free throw line, just had trouble, and apparently we'll say that it cost them the game tonight against Rams, 64-62. In tonight's game, I know both Coach Franco and Coach Bentley stressed fundamentals, free throw shooting, offense, defense, position. So I think we'll see teams where both teams are well versed in both capacities, free throw shooting and all other fundamentals out there.
Rebounding average for both teams, East is averaging 50 rebounds a game, while the Wilson Redmen 43. Taking a look at the points scored for both teams, East is averaging 58.2 points per game, while they're giving up 74.2. That's a difference of 16. On the other hand, the Wilson Redmen are scoring 66.1 points per game, giving up 69 even per game. That's a minus 2.9. So both teams giving up more than they are making in points. So we'll have to see. One team will come out a winner tonight, that's for sure. The other one will still be defeated. They will not have a win. We'll be back with the opening tip-off of tonight's game in just a moment. Back at the South High Gymnasium I'm El Del Torio along with Steve Babick, and we have tonight's second game of the City Series doubleheader at the South High Gymnasium. The East High Golden Bears to our right in their blue uniforms with yellow trim against the Wilson Redmen to our left with white uniforms with red trim. Taking a look at the starting lineups for both clubs. First for the East High Golden Bears, who will be the visitors tonight. They will start 6'2" senior Robert Prater. He'll be wearing number 43. Ricky Burt, a 6'2" senior, will be playing a forward. He is number 35. At center, Robert Harley, a 6'5" junior, averaging 11 rebounds per game. He'll be wearing number 45. At guard, Ronnie Reed, a 6'1" junior, will be wearing number 11. And James Bryant will be wearing number 13. He is a 6-foot senior. He's averaging 17 points per game. For the Wilson Redmen, Dave Sandy will start at a forward spot. Sandy is a 6'4" senior, averaging 21 points a game. He's shooting 64% from the free throw line, 56% from the field. Steve Wash will be at center, averaging 20 points per game. Steve is a 6'3" senior, averaging also 12 rebounds per game. The other forward will have Ed Demechko, a 6'2" senior. He'll be wearing number 42, averaging 12 points a game and 8 rebounds per game. John Murray will be at guard. Murray, a 5'11" senior, will be wearing number 14. And at the other guard, another 5'11" senior, Joe Cullen, he'll be wearing number 34. Steve, we should have a good second game as we did the first one. Both teams seem to be balanced, both having rough seasons, and both trying to come out of this, get going after the Christmas break.
Tonight we're going to see two fine players from Wilson. For Wilson, you have Steve Wash averaging 20 points a game, 54% from the field. He's an excellent player inside. Coach Dick Franco of Wilson counts on Wash to really take care of the inside game, where he has on the outside 6'4" senior Dave Sandy. Now, Sandy, although he's standing for 6'4", likes to play outside, has a good outside shot. Sandy averages 21 points per game. So usually in each ball game, Sandy and Wash combine for about 40 points. For East, you have James Bryant averaging 17 a game. Bryant is the floor leader for East. He's a 6-foot senior, and Bryant really takes the tempo of the game. Right now, in fact, Coach Bentley is talking to James Bryant, and Coach Bentley knows how important Bryant is to this East team. When Bryant goes, East High goes. So those will be some players to watch for, Al. It should be a good game. Both teams are pretty much balanced. If anything, Wilson maybe might have an edge on offense, East on an edge on speed.
And now we pause for our national anthem. Doubleheader tonight between the Wilson Redmen and the East High Golden Bears. Both teams getting final instructions from their coaches. The referees for tonight's game, Tom Case and Bill Radabush. Both teams break their huddles. Coming out, starting lineups again for Wilson: Sandy, Wash, Demechko, Murray, Cullen. For East, Prater, Burt, Harley, Reese, and Bryan. Wash and Harley will jump. The tip is controlled by nobody, but the ball goes out of bounds and goes to the Wilson Redmen. So Wilson has the ball. No score as we just get underway in the second game here at the South High Fieldhouse. Bringing the ball up the floor, Joe Cullen, top of the key, right side to Murray. Left side to Wash, top of the key to Murray. Back to Wash on the left side. Cullen has the ball. Inside, Demechko's on his baseline, back outside to Wash. Fakes the shot, puts it up, and it's good. Steve Wash has the first 2 points for the game, and Wilson leads 2-0. East brings the ball up court. Bryant has the ball, passes right side to Reese. Reese in the corner to Prater, back outside to Reese. Left side, Bryant to Burt. Burt has the ball, has it stolen by Murray. Murray drives, brings it back outside, passes the ball to Cullen. Cullen stops, pops it from 20 feet off the board, no good. Going up for the rebound, Burt. Burke passes the ball to James Bryant. Bryant crosses the timeline, passes right side to Reese. Reese, way outside, puts up a shot, no good. Wash with the rebound, and he'll slow things down for the Redmen. Murray brings the ball up court, left side to Wash. Wash takes the dribble, passes it outside to Cullen. Cullen right side to Murray, puts up a shot, no good. Tip in by Steve Wash, beautiful job. That's his second bucket. Wilson leads 4-0, 6:43 remaining in this first quarter of action. Nice offensive move inside by Steve Wash, making his presence known early. Ball inside to Harley, puts up a 15-footer, no good. Rebound goes to Cullen. Cullen brings the ball up court, and Wilson wants to set up their offense going against the 2-3 zone. Pass inside to Sandy, puts it up, and he's stuffed by Prater, but Prater got a piece of Sandy, and Dave Sandy will go to the line and shoot 2 shots. The foul is on Harley. That is Harley's first personal foul.
Nice move inside by Sandy. Sandy had position. He got Robert Harley in the air. When Harley came down, Sandy went up, was fouled, and with that, East would like to call a timeout. Coach Bentley will talk things over.
There's a timeout on the floor with the score. The Wilson Redmen 4, the East High Golden Bears nothing. Sandy at time shooting 2 shots. The southpaw puts the first one up off the front of the rim, no good. Sandy, a 64% free throw shooter, will have one more attempt coming. It's up and it goes through. Wilson leads 5-0, 6:20 remaining in the first quarter. Wilson in a 1-2-2 zone pressure. Ball stolen by Wash, passes it to Demesko, who has an easy bucket in the score, 7-0.
Nice defensive play by Steve Wash. The press works. Demesko receives. The pass is 2 points.
Ball almost stolen and knocked out of bounds by John Murray of Wilson. And the East High Golden Bears will have possession of the ball. Checking into the game, we have number 15, Kurt Peterson, checking out Ronnie Reed. Bryant will inbound the ball in front of our table, passes to Peterson, top of the key, right side to Bryant. In the corner to Prater, back outside to Bryant, to Peterson, left side. In the right corner to Prater, puts up a 15-footer off the front of the rim. No good, battle for the rebound. And Cullen pulls it down, brings the ball up court. Again against a 2-3 zone defense. Wash left side. Cullen fumbling with the ball, but Dave Sandy is called for a 3-second violation, and that is the first turnover of the night for the Wilson Redmen.
It's apparent that Wilson wants to get the ball inside to Sandy or Wash. Sandy got called for 3 seconds. He's going to have to move around inside.
Prater with the ball in the right corner, passes it out to Bryant, to Peterson, top of the key. Wilson in a 2-3 zone defense. Peterson puts up a shot off the rim, no good. Wash with the rebound, outlet pass to Murray. Murray slows things down, top of the key, passes it to Cullen, left side to Wash. Wash, a good outside shooter, puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Harley, who passes to Prater, and they'll slow things down. Peterson drives the lane, puts up, 6-footer, no good. Rebound to Demesko. Demesko out to Murray, and Wilson wants to slow things down again. 4:55 remaining in this first quarter. Wilson leading 7-0. Murray with the drive inside, puts up the shot, and it goes. Beautiful move by John Murray. That ups the lead to 9-0, and the East High Golden Bears are having trouble getting going.
Good move by Murray. Had the lane, took it, the shot underhand, and he put it in for 2. East has to settle down.
Peterson has the ball, calling the play. Passes it left side. Shot by Bryant. No good rebound. Bryant passes inside to Harley. Puts up the shot. And Robert Harley has the first 2 points for the East High Golden Bears. And the score is 9-2. Wilson on top. Cullen has the ball. Excuse me, Steve. Left side. Murray inside to Demesko. Good passing by the Wilson Redmen. And we have a foul inside by Ricky Bird.
First foul on Ricky Burt, second team foul, and East High will have to settle down. Right now, they draw by 7, 9-2, but it's way early yet, so East has to get in their offensive pattern.
Sandy gets the ball and drives in, but he walks with it. That is the second turnover on the Wilson Redmen. Dave Sandy was out last year during the tournament because of a bad knee injury, and he has a knee brace on it. And he's playing very well, even better than he was last year. Bryant has the ball. Top the key to Peterson. Almost has it stolen. Knocked out of bounds. But his last touch, an East High player, that being Ricky Bird.
Good defense by Wilson, a 2-3 zone, and right now it's causing all sorts of problems for East.
Wash, right baseline, passes to Mexico, back outside to Wash. Wash to Cullen, left side to Murray. Murray drives, left baseline, Sandy, reverse layup off the board and puts it in. 11-2, 3:28 remaining in the first quarter. Wilson on top. Bryant to Peterson, top of the key, puts up the shot and it goes. Peterson with his first 2 points of the game. That cuts the Wilson lead to 7. Demesco inside has the ball stolen. Stolen back by Murray. Inside Demesco. Spillane, no good. Rebound Wash, no good. Rebound Demesco. Demesco to Sandy. Sandy stops. Pops it from 6 feet and it's good.
Nice rebound inside by Sandy. Half position. Picked the ball up, put it down, and right now Sandy has 5 points.
Shot put up, no good. Rebound Sandy. Sandy outlets the ball to Cohen and crosses the timeline left side. He's still in that 2-3 zone. Long outside shot by Murray. Rebound Sandy. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound goes to Harley. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter if you just joined us. Wilson leading East 13-4. Bryant from the outside puts up a shot off the rim, no good, and we have a foul on number 35, Ricky Burke, for being over the back. That is Ricky's second personal foul of the night. A lot of action in this first period of play. In the first game of the doubleheader, the Rayan Tigers defeated the South High Warriors 64-62. Wilson brings the ball up the floor. Pass inside to Sandy. Sandy off the board, puts it up and in. Big Sandy with 7 points on the night. And Wilson edging out more and more.
Great pass by Joe Collin. Joe Collin looked off the defender on Sandy, and Sandy was wide open.
Pass inside to Harley, back outside to Bird. Peterson top the key. Shot is short. Rebound goes to Wash. Wash outlets it to Cullen. And Cullen slows it down. In the corner to Wash. Wash dribbles, puts up a bank shot, and it's good. Steve Wash with 6 points. On his way to his 20-point average. And there's an East timeout called with the score 17-4, East on top. Back at the South High Gymnasium, I'm Al Osorio along with Steve Babbitt. The score, the Wilson Redmond 7. The East High Golden Bears 4, and Steve, the Wilson Redmen have been playing good basketball fundamentally, as you mentioned in the pregame show. Good passes, they're getting the ball inside, taking good percentage shots, whereas East is not.
Right now, guards Joe Collin and Jonathan Murray of Wilson feeding the ball rather well inside to the Wilson players. East having trouble getting the ball inside.
Harley, turnaround jumper from the baseline, no good. Rebound, Prater puts it up and in. That's just what we mentioned, and that's what East has to do as they come out to the basket with the press, the 2-2-1 press. Demesco wide open down, and his shot is blocked by Harley. Rebound goes to Peterson, drives the lane, right side to Bryant from 8 feet. Shot no good, rebound. Shot up again by Prater, no good. Rebound goes to Cullen. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. The score 17-6, Wilson on top. Pass inside to Mexico. Shot up, no good. Rebound. Standing. Shot up, no good. Rebound goes to Prater. Prater brings the ball down court right side. He stops. Passes it back out to Peterson. Shot up off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound goes to Hartley. And we have a foul on John Murray. That is Murray's first foul. That's the first team foul on the Wilson Redmen in this first quarter.
Right now, Al, East is getting a lot of shots offensively, but the problem has been that their second and third shots are just not falling in. Once those shots start to drop, East will settle down and get off to a better start.
Brad Overly checked in for Wilson, and we'll get the other change. Checking back in is Ronnie Reese. He checked in for Bryant. Right side, shot put up by Burt, no good, and a foul on John Murray. He picks up his second foul pretty quickly.
Jonathan Murray, the 5'11 senior guard for Coach Dick Franco, will be sitting down. Replacing Murray will be number 20, Mike Peters, 5'9 senior. Wilson plays an aggressive type defense. They overplay. They look for the steal, look for the mistake, and they're going to commit a lot of fouls out.
Let's set the lineups again for you. For Wilson, Sandy, Watt, Cullen, Peters, and Overly. At the free throw line, the shot is up by Ricky Burt, and it's good. That's Burt's first point of the night. For East, it's Prater, Burt, Harley, Reese, and Peterson. And the second shot by Burt was good. 17-8, Wilson on the large end of the scale, and we have 24 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Wilson going into a sort of a semi-stall, and we have a 3-second violation. That's the third turnover, so this has been a pretty good played game turnover-wise, not that many in this first quarter. East has 3, Wilson has 3 turnovers. Both teams trying to get into their offensive patterns. Right now, East will have to just take their time. They trail by 9. Ball is stolen inside by Peters as Coach Bentley was yelling to his players to take one shot. 5 seconds remaining. Pass inside, and we have a foul on the big man of East, Robert Harley. 3 seconds remaining. That is Harley's second foul of the night.
Harley committed foul number 2, team's 4th. Just 3 seconds left now. Let's see what Wilson does.
Pass inside to Overly. 1 second. And Coach Dick Franco is sort of upset that his team did not get off a shot. We're through 1 period of play at the South High Gymnasium. The score, the Wilson Redmen 17, the East High Golden Bears 8. This is Scholastic Basketball on WBBW. With the score, the Wilson Redmen 17, the East High Golden Bears 8. Wilson will send off this second quarter. Wash, Sandy, Brad Overly, Mike Peters, and Joe Cullen. East will send out Harley, Burt, Prater, Peterson, and Bryant. Make that Reese. Let me change that again. It's James Bryant will start. Wilson controls the tip-off for the second quarter. Wash has the ball, pass it outside. East goes into a man-to-man defense. Cullen has the ball top of the key, drives right side. Puts up the shot, no good. Rebound goes to Prater. Prater outlets the ball to Bryant and crosses the timeline, pass inside. Peterson has the ball taken away, stolen by Demechko. Demechko throws things down, gives the ball to Peters across the timeline left side. Wash has the ball, drives baseline. Ball is blocked by Harley. Long down court pass to Bryant. Saves the ball, passes to Harley. Harley puts up a shot from the baseline, and it's good. 4 points for Harley. Good play right side. Had position, took the shot, and scored. 17-10, Wilson on top. 7 minutes remaining in this first half. Wash has the ball, passes inside. Sandy. Shot is up and in, and there's a foul on Ricky Bird. Robert Harley tried to front Dave Sandy that time. Wash passed the ball underneath to him. He had the easy layup, and then he got fouled. Good pass by Steve Wash. You can see Sandy say, give me the ball. He had the position, and Walsh just laid it up there for Sandy. The shot was up. It's good. He was fouled by Burt. Chance for a 3-point play. Sandy on the night, 0 of 1 of 2, make that 2 of 3 from the foul line, and that gives the Wilson Redmen a 10-point lead, 20-10. Peterson brings the ball up court, passes to Bryant, baseline left side to Harley, back outside to Bryant, who passes the ball to Peterson, who calls the play. Left side to Burt. Inside, turnaround jumper by Harley, shot up, no good, rebound Sandy. Sandy gives the ball to Peters, down court to Demechko. And Demechko took an extra step and traveled with the ball. That's only the 4th turnover on the Wilson Redmen this evening.
Al, it appears that when Wilson slows down and runs their pattern type offense, they do okay, but when they try to spin it up, that's when trouble comes.
Ball passed inside to Prater. Prater puts it up from 6 feet. No good. Rebound up and in by Harley. Good rebound by Harley. 20-12, and the ball is thrown by Peterson. Knocked out of bounds off of the hands of Steve Wash. So East playing aggressive defense coming out the second quarter.
That's what East High will have to do defensively. Get that ball, make mistakes, and settle down on the offensive end of the court.
Wilson's still in that 2-1-2 zone defense. East working around it. Burt puts up a shot from the right baseline. No good. Tipped by Prater. No good. Rebound goes to Wash. Wash slows things down, passes the ball to Cullen. Back down for a pass to Wash. Reverse layup by Sandy is stopped by Harley. Rebound goes to Demechko, who puts the shot up and in. 5:45 remaining. Wilson on top, 22-12. Second game of the doubleheader at the South High Fieldhouse. Ball almost stolen by Demechko. Left side Burt, and he has his pass knocked out of bounds by Steve Wash, and we'll have a jump ball between Wash and Prater. Checking into the lineup for East will be Murray. Checking out will be Mike Peters. 5:35 remaining. Wilson on top by 10, 22-12. Tip control by the Redmen. Murray brings the ball down court, passes to Demechko, almost has it stolen. Back outside to Cullen. Cullen takes a few dribbles, and we have a blocking foul on James Bryant. That is Bryant's first foul, the team's 6th team foul. That will mean a 1-and-1.
James Bryant trying to overplay Cullen, trying to come up with the steal. Just too aggressive, got called for the foul. And right now, we'll see if Joe Cullen can connect from the charity stripe. We'll have a 1-and-1. Wilson is 2 of 3 so far tonight.
First shot is up. Off the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Prater. Prater to Bryant. Almost loses control across the timeline. Passes left side. Burt puts it up and he is stopped. The ball is knocked out of bounds and controlled by the East High Golden Bears. Checking into the game, Jerome Sullivan for East. He will be replacing Ricky Burt. Sullivan is a 6'1 senior. He will take the forward position. Pass inside. Sullivan has it. Puts up a shot. He is stuffed by Demechko. Rebound goes to Sandy. Cullen brings the ball up court. Top of the key. Passes inside for Sandy. Sandy out to Wash. But we have a 3-second violation on Dave Sandy. Sandy, after he passed the ball, camped out in the 3-second lane and got caught for it. Just 4:55 left in the first half, and East slow and sure cutting that lead, but still, they have to cut down on turnovers, and one was just made by guard Peterson. Kurt Peterson threw the pass away, and Al, they got to cut down on those mistakes. Turnovers have killed him. Cullen drives the lane. Passes to Sandy. Shot is blocked by Harley. Sandy gets his own rebound, puts it up and in, and he is fouled by Jerome Sullivan. Sandy followed up his shot very nicely. Got his own rebound, put it back up, and scored. And that gives the Wilson Redmen a 12-point lead. Paul Yankel, is number 41, not Jerome Sullivan. Shot up, no good. Rebound goes to the East High Golden Bears. Peterson brings the ball down court, stops, busts it from 20. Shot no good. Harley with the rebound, tip, no good. Out of bounds goes to the Wilson Redmen.
Right now, East just shooting too much from the outside, way out beyond the 20-foot mark. They're going to have to settle down because Wilson is a good team on the board.
Checking into the game, Ronnie Reese checking out as Peterson. Shot up by Bryant, way outside, no good. Rebound Harley. Harley brings the ball outside to James Bryant. 4:20 remaining in this first half, 24-12, Wilson on top. Shot put up by Reese, no good. Rebound Demechko. Demechko to Cullen, left side to Wash. Wash drives in, puts up the shot, and it's good. That gives Wilson a 14-point lead, 26-12.
Steve Wash now with 8 points. Good move inside. Had the lane, took it, scored. Wilson leads by 14.
Move inside by Reese. No good. Rebound goes to Yankel, and Yankel gets his first 2 points. Cuts the lead to 12. Wilson on top with 3:44 remaining. Watch inside, pass Demechko. Beautiful give and go. Demechko scores. That is Demechko's 6th point on the night. Left side, Reese inside to Yankel. Yankel puts up the shot and is fouled by Steve Wash. That is Wash's first foul on the night. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by the Home Savings and Loan Company, where there's a ready answer for your financial problems. 3:29 remaining. The score, Wilson 28, East 14. Yankel at the line shooting 2 shots, misses the first one.
So far tonight, East from the charity stripe, 2 of 3 as a team, 53% from the free throw line.
Second shot also no good. Rebound goes to Demechko. As we mentioned before, foul's an important part, free throw's an important part to any game. And you have to make your free throws to win. Steve Wash drives baseline left and opens up that lead to 16 points. Wilson on top 30-14 with 3:05 remaining in the first half. Prater has the ball. To Bryant, back outside to Prater. Stops, he pops it from 12 feet, no good. Rebound off of Eddie Demechko's head. And checking back into the game will be Ricky Burt. Coach Claude Bentley does not use that many players, does not go to the bench that often, but when he does, gets good quality. Pass inside to Ricky Burt. Burt put up the shot and it went. So that cuts the lead to 14, 30-16, Wilson on top. Murray has the lane all to himself. He misses the layup. Rebound goes to Wash. Wash inside to Tandy. Shot up blocked by Hartley, and we have a foul.
Foul inside, I believe, is on Ed Demechko. It is. Number 42, Ed Demechko, going for the rebound. Came over the back of the East High player, and East High is not yet in a 1-on-1 situation. Only the 4th team foul against Wilson. Now, East is going to have to settle down offensively. Their shot selection is just way too far outside, and they're not getting the best shot they can.
Checking into the game, Joel Johnson replaces Ronnie Reeves as Coach Bentley tries to get a good combination in. As you mentioned, Steve, I think East has to play for the good percentage shot. Pass inside. Shot put up and in by Robert Hartley. That is Hartley's 8th point on the night, and it cuts the Wilson lead to 12 with 2:10 remaining in this first half. Someone has the ball, right side Demechko. Demechko drives baseline, and he is fouled by Prater. I don't think East can stay in a man-to-man defense, Steve, because Wilson just keeps driving to the basket and keeps getting the foul.
Right now, against the man-to-man defense by East, Wilson is going to the hoop. They're taking their man inside and getting the shot or out as it has right now, the foul. That's important. If you can't get 2 points from the field, how about from the free throw line?
Shot up, no good. Rebound, Wash, and he walks with the ball. Demechko missed the free throw. Wash got the rebound, tried to put it back up, but took a few extra steps. That is the 6th turnover on the Wilson Redmen. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. The score is 30-20 as Prater puts in an easy bucket. Wilson on top. Cullen brings the ball up court. Puts the move on Joel Johnson. Passes left side. Wash. Shot up, no good. Rebound goes to Demechko, who puts it up and in.
Good effort by Demechko inside. Had position, put the ball up. It's good. Nice play.
Burt puts up a shot from the left side. No good. Rebound goes to Murray of Wilson, and we have a foul on Prater. That is Prater's 2nd foul, and Wilson again will go to the free throw line.
Right now, foul is starting to really hurt East. Wilson in a 1-on-1 situation, and if the Redmen can get hot from the free throw line, look out. They lead by 12 right now. Right now, Jonathan Murray at the line. Murray has 2 points.
Checking into the game is Jerome Sullivan. We have their numbers right now as Murray banks his first shot up and in. checking into the game for Wilson. Cannot tell his number. Brad Overly, the second shot is up, no good. Rebound goes to Ricky Burt. Burt passes the ball to Sullivan. Sullivan right side, passes the ball to Johnson. Shot up, no good. Rebound goes to Sandy. 1:13 remaining in this first half. 33-20 is the score. Wilson on top. Ball is stolen by Hartley. Down court pass to Bryant. Bryant puts up a 12-footer. In and out. No good. Rebound Wash. And we have a personal foul on Ricky Burt. A lot of fouls in this game, Steve. Very sloppily played.
So far tonight, for Ricky Burt, that is foul number 4. Burt has 4 for East, as Prater has 2, Harley has 2, and Yankel and Bryant each has 1. Again now, if Wilson can get hot from the charity stripe, look out. They lead now by 13.
And Coach Claude Bentley has made no effort to take Ricky Burt out of the game. First free throw up by Wash is good. Wash is a 69% free throw shooter. And as soon as I say that, Coach Bentley pulls in Paul Yankel, and Ricky Burt will sit down. So the lineup, Sullivan, Yankel, Johnson, Bryant, and Harley. For East, as the second shot goes in. For Wilson, Sandy, Wash, Murray, Peters, and Overly. Right side, Joel Johnson, shot up, no good. Rebound by Sullivan, and we have a personal foul on Brad Overly. That is Overly's first personal foul, and that will put East into a 1-on-1 situation.
At the free throw line will go number 33, Jerome Sullivan. Sullivan hasn't seen too much playing time this season. Sullivan stands at 6'1", a senior, and his first one is up and good.
Sullivan will have one more try coming to him. He puts it up, rolls around, and goes in. And East putting pressure on, wants to try to cut this lead to below 10 before the first half. The inbound pass went to Mike Peters. He stopped his dribble, moved his pivot foot, and that's the 9th turnover on the Wilson Redmond. That's a lot of turnovers for a Dick Franco team.
Right now, Coach Franco on the bench knows he leads by 13, but you can't be complacent with that kind of a lead. You got to keep playing.
Shot up by Harley, no good. Rebound goes to Wash. 29 seconds remaining. Sandy has the ball. Left-handed hook shot, no good. Rebound Yankel. Yankel to Sullivan. Sullivan to Bryan, who drives the lane, passes us to Harley. Shot up. And we have a foul on Jerome Sullivan. Rebound went to Mike Peters after the shot, and then he was fouled.
Right now, a lot of action inside by both squads trying to get the rebound. Rebounding is done by position. You have to have the position. If not, either you're going to miss it or foul somebody. And in the case right now, that's what East is having problem with, position.
At the free throw line, Mike Peters will be shooting 2 shots. The first shot is up, no good. Rebound goes to Bryant. 12 seconds remaining. Bryant stops, pops from 16 feet and hits it. 35-24, an 11-point lead. 4 seconds remaining. Peters has the ball, looks at the clock, and does not get a shot off at the buzzer. That's twice, Steve, that Wilson did not get a shot off at the buzzer. We have a halftime score. The Wilson Redmen 35, the East High Golden Bears 24. We'll be back with halftime activities right after this brief pause. This is Scholastic Basketball on WBBW.
It's halftime here at South. The score, Woodrow Wilson 35, East 24. Good first half of play for Dick Franco's Redmond. And for Coach Claude Bentley of East, well, his Golden Bears will have to settle down and get it going offensively. In our first game here tonight of the doubleheader, Rayen and South in an exciting game. It came down to the final 4 seconds, and now a great game. Rayen won by 2, 64-62.
And we mentioned before that it looks like a couple free throws were the key to that loss, as a technical foul was assessed to Rayen head coach Frank Figletti for taking an extra timeout. But South High did not capitalize on that turnover, I guess you would say. Leading scorer in that first game for South High was William Anderson. He had 25 points. He pulled down 12 rebounds. Marlon McGaffney had 13 points. He pulled down 9 rebounds. And Brian Morrow had 9 points. For Rayen, they were led by Adam Powell and Rod Jennings, each with 20 points. Anthony Williams had 10 points. In other games around the area tonight, besides the City Series doubleheader, there's another city game being played at Cheney High School, where North is being entertained by the Cheney Cowboys. In other games, Still Valley Conference action, the still undefeated Campbell Memorial Red Devils, who we both had a chance to see, Steve, playing very good basketball, play host the Boardman Spartans in a game that's underway already. Hubbard plays at Cardinal Mooney, both teams having disappointing seasons. Austin Tom Fitch is playing at Howland. Austin Tom Fitch had his first loss against Warren Western Reserve last week. Speaking of Warren Western Reserve, they are playing at Earthland in the Mahoning Valley Conference. Salem is playing at Poland. Canfield is playing at Girard. Struthers is playing at Warren John F. Kennedy. Western Reserve playing Springfield Local in Inter-County League action. And McDonald playing Columbiana. Lowville hosting Mineral Ridge. Jackson Milton against South Range. LeBray at Liberty. And Champion at Crestview. Steve, you have a score?
Right now, Warren JFK doing a number on the Struthers Wildcats, 98-63.
Warren JFK was said to have a basketball team. I guess they're proving it. Struthers High is led by the Robbins twins, Larry and Gary. Steve, do you have the first half statistics ready yet?
Looking at the team stats out, our halftime score, Wilson 35, East 24. From the field, Wilson having a very successful night. Redmond 15 of 31 for 48%. East 10 of 36 for a dismal 28%. East High shooting way too much from the outside. They're going to have to get their shot selection much better. From the free throw line, East 4 of 6 for 67%. Wilson 5 of 11 for 45%. Rebounding, Wilson leads that department 25 to 19. Personal fouls, East 11, Wilson 6, and in turnovers, Wilson has 9, East 6. First quarter score, Wilson 17, East 8. At the half, Wilson 35, East 24. Wilson outscored East in that second quarter, 18 to 16.
So, Steve, it's really been a bad first quarter that killed the East High Golden Bears.
It's been a really rough quarter, Al, because, as we've mentioned continuously, East shot selection is just way too far outside. It's around the 20-foot mark, and it's a bad percentage shot to take. And when you're down, you have to work the ball inside. I'm sure that's what Coach Juan Bentley is telling his team right now.
We'll be back with more halftime activities after this brief pause. This is Scholastic Basketball on WBBW. The halftime score at the South High Fieldhouse, Wilson 35, East 24. In the first game of our doubleheader, the Rayen Tigers defeated the South High Warriors 64 to 62. Steve, you have the individual scoring leaders?
Earlier in the show, Al, we talked about how Dave Sandy and Steve Wash are the two mainstays on that Wilson team offensively. Wash on the season averaging 20 points, Dave Sandy 21. Well, tonight both of these players are leading their team. Dave Sandy and Steve Wash each have 12 points apiece, and each has 5 field goals and 2 free throws. Ed DeMexico has 4 field goals for 8. Jonathan Murray, a field goal and a free throw for 3 points. That equals Wilson's total of 35. For East High, Robert Harley has 4 field goals for 8. Robert Prater has 2 for 4. Ricky Burt has 1 field goal, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe for 4. James Bryant and Kurt Peterson each have a field goal for 2. Paul Yankel has 1 for 2, and Jerome Sullivan has 2 free throws for his total of 2 points. So when you look at the individual scoring, one stat that has been true for Wilson all year and it's staying true right now is the offensive play and consistency of Steve Walsh, Dave Sandy. They each have 12 points apiece, right around their average, because if you break down 21 and 20 in half, you get 10 and 10-5. So, in fact, they're above their average. Coach Franco has to be pleased.
Very happy with the way both teams have been playing it this first half. So Clyde Bentley has to be a little down on his team. His team's still not out of the locker room. We're about a minute and a half away from the second half tip-off. And while we have a little bit of a chance to take a look at the league standings, South, in losing that game, now drops to 1-1 in the league, 5-3 overall, while Rayen goes to 1-1 in the league, 5-4 overall. So things can jump around back and forth for a while, depending upon how things end up tonight. North and Cheney and Overport out of there yet. Both teams are undefeated in the city series. Cheney is 3-3 overall, while the North High Bulldogs are 4-2 overall. So one of those teams will drop out of the undefeated ranks. So that would leave only one team on top in the city series action.